Hi, my dear NEET students. Welcome to Bhanamurthy's Academy of NEET Entrance Coaching Center, VANASTHALIPURAM, Hariharepuram Colony. This is video class number 13. I am going to project a gravitation chapter now. So thus I am going to project some gravitation hints, formulas, fundamentals, hints, concepts I am projecting, which are helpful to you for entrance examination to secure good marks. Okay, let us start quickly about gravitation. So in the gravitation, it is a universal law. Gravitational law is universal law. It is applicable to all bodies in the universe, And the two bodies of M1, M2, they may be planets, they may be stars, they may be human beings, whatever the objects it may be. So two masses of M1, M2 are separated by some distance there R. The gravitational force of attraction, these are attractive forces always. The gravitational force of attraction, because they are action-reaction forces, centralized forces they are. Okay, so the gravitational force is G into M1 M2 by R square, which is well known to you. Now question is what? If each mass, this one and this one, two masses are increased by 50% and distance also is increased by 50%. Mass is increased, distance increased by 50%. Then what happens to new gravitational force? Initial force was given there, say for example F400, whatever it may be. What will be the new gravitational force? The value does not change. Why? Reason. You see here, I written the solution here. So new force becomes equal to G into, you write G as it is. M1 means 150 by 100 M1 because 50% increased. Say 30% increased, 130 by 100. 20% increased, 120 by 100. Like that you can write. M2 also same 150 by 100 M2. And distance R value is increased by again 50%. 150 by 100 R whole square. If you do the calculation like this, 9 by 4 again gets cancelled, then you will get the same value. So the value does not change. My next question is, if two masses are increased by 50% and the distance is reduced by 25%, the two bodies are brought nearer, 25%. Then what happens to new gravitational force? My dear students, it increases by 4 times now. Okay, so how can you get 4 times is increased? So because it is 75 by 100 you can write, 25% is decreased means, so reduced means 75 by 100. Say for example, 30% reduced means 70 by 100 you have to write. 40% reduced means 60 by 100 you have to write. Okay, I think you understood this point. So this value 3 by 4 whole square. 3 by 4 whole square value, how much here? 9 by 4 whole square means 16. My dear students, you listen carefully here. 9 gets cancelled here. 9 gets cancelled. Only 9 gets cancelled. This is 4 are 16. 4 goes to top. Then it becomes 4F. So this is the percentage problem. Let us move to quickly about the conceptual point. Gravitational forces are attractive forces, conservative forces. Conservative forces means a body is thrown upwards vertically. It reaches to a highest point. So the work done is minus mgh because negative work done. When the body is falling from the same height, plus mgh, positive work done. So during round trip, up and down, so minus mgh plus mgh, during round trip, round cycle, then the total work done is 0 by the gravitational force. The total work done by the gravitational force is always 0. That's why gravitational forces are always conservative forces. This is the reason. The forces are said to be conservative forces if the work done by the gravitational force, net gravitational force during round trip is 0, then that force is called as conservative force. Okay, the gravitational forces are always conservative. They are always attractive forces. They are action-reaction forces. They are centralized forces because this force is acting this side and this force acting this side along the same line joining them. So that's why we are calling it as centralized force. And they are weaker to electromagnetic forces. They are weaker to nuclear forces. Of course, electromagnetic, nuclear and gravitational forces are basic forces in nature. Among these three, gravitational forces are weaker forces comparing to all. Reason, because they are long range forces. So between the planets, very long range distances they are. Okay, so long range forces are always weaker forces, right? Let us go to this relation now. Small g versus capital G relation. Small g means acceleration due to gravity and capital G means universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. So these values, the relation between these two, m for mass of the earth, mass of the planet, mass of the body, and r is the radius of the planet, radius of the earth, whatever it may be. So if in terms of mass and radius, this is the formula. In terms of density and radius, this is the formula, 4 by 3 pi r T D. How can you get this value? M value I am going to get it off there. So capital M is equals to volume into density. Volume means 4 by 3 pi r cube into density and divided by r square is there. When r square gets cancelled, you will get this formula. Okay, my dear students. So how can you get that formula? Means 4 by 3 pi r cube, 0. Now the questions are, so you should know these formulas first of all. Okay, and questions they will ask in entrance exam. Number 1, keeping the mass constant, mass of the earth, keeping mass of the earth constant. If the earth shrinks to half of its radius, so initially earth was like this, now it shrinks to half of the radius, then what happens to new gravity, acceleration due to gravity for the earth? Initially for the acceleration due to gravity on the earth is 9.8 average value. Now if suddenly it shrinks to half of its radius, then new acceleration due to gravity increases by 4 times. My dear students, very interesting point it is. Because you see here r by 2 whole square. Keeping the mass constant means we have to select this formula. Okay. So keeping the mass constant, r becomes r by 2 whole square because of the radius. So 2 square goes to top 4 times. That's all. So increases by 4 times. Now let us go to this time period of revolution of the earth. Initially earth rotates self-rotation, no? 24 hours for one rotation, okay? Self-revolution. So the time period of the earth is 24 hours initially. Now suddenly earth shrinks to half of its radius. New time period, what happened? Becomes 6√2 hours. Because this is the selection, formula selection is important here. Keeping the density constant, means rho is constant there, then G proportional to R. Here G inversely to R square, here G proportional to R. Very interesting point. So what factor is constant there? That is important. If density is constant, acceleration due to gravity is directly proportional to radius of the earth. Suppose if the radius shrinks to half of its present radius, then if R becomes R by 2, G also becomes G by 2. Okay, so then what happens now? G also becomes G by 2. So keeping the mass constant here and keeping the mass constant, G dash becomes 4G. Keeping the density constant, G dash becomes what? G dash becomes what? G by 2. Okay, if density is constant, this formula you have to select, and if mass is constant, this formula you have to select. Okay, so formula according to the situation you have to select. What about time period? If mass is kept constant, so time period formula. Time period formula, generally I am writing solution here. I am writing the solution here, time period. Be careful now. So time period formula 2 pi under root of r cube by, what is that? Gm. This is the formula, my dear students. Okay, so r cube by g, this is the formula. For earth, time period formula 2 pi under root of r cube by g, r by g, t equals 2 pi under root of r by g. This is the formula for earth, the time period of the earth, 2 pi under root of r by g. G equal to Jm by r square, you know. So that equals to 2 pi under root of r cube by Gm. You will get it. My dear students, If mass is kept constant, then T cube T proportional to what is that? Under root of R cube. This is the relation. If mass is kept constant, T proportional to under root R cube. Then if radius shrinks to half of its present radius, then what happens here? R cube by R by 2 whole cube. R by 2 whole cube means what? Under root of root R cube whole by root 8. Root 8 means 2 root 2. Root 8 means what? 2 root 2. So root R cube by root 8. Root 8 value 2 root 2. Okay. So this is T value, T divided by 2 root 2. So T dash equals to T by 2 root 2. This is the answer now. T by 2 root 2 means what? What we will get now? Tell me. T by 2 root 2. This is the answer. So T means 24 hours. Initially Earth revolutionary time period. So 24 divided by 2 root 2. What is our answer? 6 root 2. 6 root 2 answer. Because 2 12s are 12 by root 2 means 6 root 2. So my dear students, 6 root 2 hours. 6 root 2 hours. So if Earth shrinks to half of its present radius, keeping the mass constant, time period becomes like this, according to this derivation. Okay, I think everybody understood, right? Let us move to density factor. Keeping the density constant, this is a selection, okay? So G dash proportional to R, so R becomes half, so G dash half. Now time period, you have to select another formula for this, because T proportional to, according to this formula, T proportional to what happens, you see, I am cancelling this derivation, okay? Now, so keeping the density constant 2 pi under root of R by 4 by 3 pi, what is that? 4 by 3 pi R cube, okay? 4 by 3 pi R G rho, okay? Now what happens? You tell me now. R cube by G M. Okay, this is the time period now. So time period becomes what here? Keeping the density constant, if acceleration due to gravity becomes G by 2, acceleration becomes G by 2, then 2 pi under root of what happens? R divided by G by 2. Just G by 2 you can put there. So 2 root 2 times. Root 2 into 2 pi under root of R by G again you will get. Therefore, T dash equals to root 2 times T. This is root 2 times T. I am writing now. Root 2 times T. So, 24 root 2. This is the time factor. My dear NEET students, so remember this point here. What is kept constant? That is important. If density is kept constant, so new time period becomes 24 root 2. If mass is kept constant, time period becomes 6 root 2. If radius is halved. Quickly let us go to height factor now. So this is my way of explanation. If you are interested to come and join in this institution, because I am going to start crash course now from April 2nd onwards, because main entrance examination, NEET entrance examination is on 7th May. So 35 classes are there. So I am going to finish first year and second year topics. So the crash course will be started from day after tomorrow, that is April 2nd onwards. So if you are interested, please like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell button again. Number of times I am telling you the same point. So do viral this video to your friends near and by. Okay. So height factor now. So a height factor in the sense, how to explain height factor? When the body is on the surface, this is the mass of the earth, this is the radius of the earth. So when the body of mass m is on the surface of the earth, then this is the formula. Small g is acceleration due to gravity. Now when the body is taken to a height h, then acceleration due to gravity is gh. So relation between g and gh in terms of h is g into 1 minus 2h by r. This is acceleration due to gravity. As we go away from the ground, as height increases, power of attraction decreases. That's why acceleration due to gravity reduces. Okay, so this is a formula for smaller heights. and this is for larger heights. For smaller heights, and this is larger heights. So if it is taken to a larger heights in terms of kilometers, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or like that, r by 2, r by 6. So larger distances, if those larger distances are given in the problem, then you have to select that formula. Okay. So next, the percentage change in small g value. So here small g, here gh. Percentage change means what? Gh minus delta gh divided by g into 100. Delta gh by g into 100. That is 2h by r. How can you get this formula? Now I am telling now here. So gh equals to, percentage change I am giving now. Gh equals to g into 1 minus 2h by r, you know. So g minus 2gh by r. This is gh. So g minus gh equals to 2gh by r. So g minus gh by g equal to 2h by r. Percentage means into 100, you know. So that's why into 100 2h by r. This is the method. Percentage decrease in the acceleration due to gravity is delta gh by g into 100 equals to 2h by r. If h is given to you, you can find out percentage. Okay. Now question will be like this. At what height above the earth? At what height above the earth g value becomes 25% because it reduces, you know, 25% of its value on the surface of the earth. Most important question it is. Then instead of gh value you put 25% of g equals to remaining value same, that value. Larger heights, no, it is 25% reduces means variation is very high. That's why larger heights you have to take. So r by r plus h whole square. So gg gets cancelled. 25% means 1 by 4. 1 by 4 equals to r by r plus h whole square. Then you can get h equals to r by doing cross multiplication. So at what height it is taken? At a height 6,400 kilometers, which is radius of the earth. So my dear NEET students and IIT JEE students also, it will be helpful to you. Percentage decrease as we go high, percentage value decreases now. Acceleration due to gravity. So this is a method. So instead of 25%, they may give 50%. 50% means g by 2. 30%, 30 by 100 into g. You can write now. So percentage problems. Next, depth factor. Depth factor means as we go inside, not away, inside. As we go inside, this is the earth. This is the radius of the mass of the earth. Radius of the earth. Body is here, mass. Okay, it is taken to a depth now, d. Okay, so here g value on the surface, here gd at a depth d. What is acceleration due to gravity? Gd. Gd formula is given there. Where d for depth. Okay, and the percentage change in g value. Okay, again you will get g bracket simplification. G comes this side. G minus gd. Percentage is only d by r. Right now. At h equals to d, now I am going to give this point. So height is h, depth is d. Depth is d. For smaller heights and depths and equal heights and depths. For smaller heights and equal heights. For smaller depths, equal depths. H equals to d. For smaller values and equal values of heights and depth, what is the relation between these two? The percentage change at a height h is equals to 2 times the percentage change at a depth d. Because here you are getting 2h by r. Here you are getting 2h, 2 times, you know. Here only d by r, you know. D by r. So if d also equals to h, then that is 2h by r. This is h by r. So that is 2 times. So that's the reason why I written this equation. So this relation also plays an important role. For smaller values and equal values of height and depth, the percentage values at a height it is 2% to that at a depth. So my dear students, this is the way of explanation I am projecting in this video class. Number 13, gravitational part 1 only I am giving this point. Okay, remember this. And in the next class, video class 14, I'm going to project gravitation part 2 topics, because satellites, energies, potential energies, kinetic energies, total energies. So very important part I'm going to project tomorrow. Till then, bye. In the next video class, let us see as quick as possible, as soon as possible, because almost every day I'm going to project the video classes to you. It will be helpful to you in entrance examination for getting good marks. Okay. If you like this video, share, subscribe, and do viral this video to all your friend circle. Bye. See you next tomorrow.